Wish. Okay, let's ask up some more. Oh, this is a good-looking girl.
That was the title track of his latest
I
album.
fucked up.
Christian Editor will be with us all night. This is Heaven and Hell.
She's cute.
Representing Heaven, Don Piper. Representing Hell, Reverend Howard Storm.
Man,
and it's just
already.
fun to say Reverend Storm is representing Hell.
Let me ass up the
Kinda
fucking
interesting.
tone.
And if you just tuned in, pay attention. Reverend Howard Storm, you're right.
Man, she's gonna fuck me up.
Were an agnostic. You were an
Atheist.
atheist.
Yeah.
What's the difference again?
I didn't believe in God. I thought anybody that believed in God was an idiot.
Okay. Look into the camera and talk to the people that are watching right now that think we're all idiots.
I'm gonna ass up your whore.
How did you used to think? Talk to them.
Yeah, good. I want to get
Don't
rid of
believe
one
in
of those
God.
biscuits.
I just want you to know that I love you. A lot of people here tonight love you. God loves you. And
God doesn't
we're
love
not
me
going to hold
anymore.
it against you that
Man, this girl's
You're
hot.
ignorant.
Man, this girl's fucking hot.
you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And I was a college professor.
If I can beat her in the
I was
chest,
an
if I can
arrogant son of a
outsmart her,
gun,
that would make
mildly.
me hard.
If you want a tough crowd to evangelize, go
Stupid.
evangelize
She's
on the
cute, but
college,
she's stupid.
campus. But
How'd she get such a high rating?
believe that man was the measure of all things. And brothers and sisters, that if you don't believe in God,
I just
that doesn't
eared
mean you
your
don't
root.
have a God. You've got a God.
It's just like I cut
Your
off her
God
right
is
ear.
You think you're God, and you got the puniest.
Her position looks like I just cut off her right
God
ear.
There is.
Wow.
Yourself.
Got eared her
brother.
rook.
And it's about time you got straightened out. There is. Okay. There is.
Now I need to get rid of one of those
There's a
fucking
higher
mics.
power.
Good.
And that's what we're here to talk about tonight.
Oh, I see what she's
Clarify
trying
one
to
thing.
do.
You're not
She's
mad at
trying
me,
to ear
right?
my rook. Honey, that's not going to
I'm
happen.
saying that out of love. I'm saying that out of love.
You're not going to ear my rook.
I would go out and I'd give my life for my brothers and sisters if they could come to know how good God is.
Okay. But
Oh
you
my
were just
God.
like the skeptic that is out there viewing. They've lost their mind completely. There is no afterlife. There is no out-of-body experiences. You were an educated college professor, and then what happened to
University of California, Berkeley, my alma mater.
you? Come on out. What happened to you? All of a sudden you saw
At the
what?
age of 38 years old, I knew everything. I knew what was right. I knew it was
Let's
true.
get
and
rid of
I
this
had,
fucking poem.
a medical emergency. I had perforation of the duodenum. I had a hole in my stomach.
Yeah.
And
I was wondering what a duodenum was.
yeah, it's,
I thought you said do bottom.
anyways, and started to cut to the chase. I was looking at my body. People were calling me outside the room, and I went to them, and they said that I had to go with them, and the room was security because my wife was there, and my body was there, and my roommate was there.
Okay, wait. Somebody said to you, like an angel, said you got to go with us.
They weren't no angels.
Okay, so I got
But-
you. Go ahead. I'm
But
tracking.
I was thinking, I kept saying to myself, this is crazy. I don't believe in this. It can't be happening. This
I got
doesn't
you.
happen. This can't be real, except that I knew that it was the realest thing I was experiencing. It's hyper reality. I know it's hard to explain, but
Yeah.
it's more real than this is real. And they were saying, come with us, hurry up, we know you. And they took me on a very long journey into an ever-increasing closeness and darkness.
Wow.
And then I'm getting like really scared. And finally I said, I'm not going with you any further. And with that, they turned on me and we began to fight. Now,
fucking
if they
bitch.
there were a lot of them, hundreds, thousands, I don't know. If they had wanted to annihilate me, I mean, it would have been over in a few minutes. But that is not their interest. What they want is torment. They want pain because they are so devoid
Damn
of
it.
love, so devoid of hope, so devoid of good. There's nothing left in them except pain. Their pain, and they want to inflict that pain on others. And so I got to participate in their festival of pain. And I cannot talk about what they did because they are exquisite at debasing, tormenting, demeaning, and destroying you. And the physical pain does not begin to measure up to the psychological, emotional pain.
Wow.
Of tearing down every ounce of ego
God
and pride
damn it.
and hope that you have. And this, when people talk about hell, hell isn't like this or that. If you had 1,000 books of 1,000 pages describing hell, it would only touch the surface of all the exquisite torments of hell. You mentioned Dante earlier. That it's but a tiny glimpse of what hell is. You know, people say, well, in your experience, you were in darkness and torment and stuff like that. And I said, yeah, that's an aspect of hell. This for every type of alienation from God, for every type of hatred of God, for every type of rejection of God, in whatever form that
God
takes,
damn it.
there's a hell for that.
Wow.
And there are, I hate the expression, but kindred spirits, they're waiting for you, inviting you, taking you. Instead of the angels meeting people in a world of light and all that loveliness, there's people of darkness waiting for you to take you to be part of their world.
Okay, hold that thought. What did you see, Don?
Well, I was driving along in a car on my way to church, and I didn't make it. I was crossing a highway in the middle of nowhere, and the moment the truck struck me, an 18-wheeler across the center stripe hit me head on. I was killed instantly. And I was immediately standing in brilliance, incredible light, and I was surrounded by people I had known and loved in life. People had preceded me in death, and they were awesome. They were beautiful in every way. I mean, some of these people the last time I'd seen them, had been in a casket.
Goddamn
They didn't look good. And yet when I saw them in heaven, they looked good. If you want to look good in heaven, you'll look good in heaven. And they were spectacular in every way. They were all followers of Christ. They had declared that to me. They were all perfect, without spot, without blemish, without age. There's no age because there's no birth and death in heaven. You're
Suck
eternal,
my
so people
ass.
are ageless. And then the thing they had in common, which really kind of blew me away, something I really hadn't expected or ever hadn't even thought about, was the people who greeted me at the gates of heaven all helped me get there. I was surrounded by They
Stupid.
told me about Christ. They took me to church when I didn't have any other way to go as a young boy. They lived the Christian life in front of me, so I knew what one was. The people who were there were not people I would have predicted to be there, but in retrospect, I know now why they were there. Whether they were 18 when they died, that particular 18-year-old took me to church when I was 15. Didn't have a driver's license.
Let's ass up some of these
Did
fucking
something
poems.
like that to help me get there, and they greeted me at the gates of heaven. They knew I was coming, and people in heaven know who's on the way, and it was a spectacular reunion at the gates of heaven.
So everything about your experience was love. Everything about your experience was completely all the good stuff.
There's one thing that's exactly like the experience that Howard just described, and that it's indescribable.
Yeah.
There are no earthly words to describe the majesty and the glory and the beauty and the love of heaven, or the brilliance of heaven.
Yeah.
We would be blinded by it with earthly eyes, because in heaven God is light, and Jesus becomes the lamp of God rather than the lamb of God like he is on earth. So we're dazzled by their brilliance. There is no need for a sun or moon in heaven. They illuminate the place with their glory. And so you would be blinded by that. It is the most real thing I've ever experienced,
God
but it is
damn it.
indescribable. There are no words to describe how awesome it is.
Let me give you the opportunity. There could be someone that has said, okay, over the last 10 minutes or so, both of you guys have completely lost it. You're making this up. This is just what Don. What do you say
Stupid.
to people that are checking this program out but think that both of you are totally.
I want to
making that up?
I want to rematch.
Well, I would say
Man, she's hot.
Statistics